Hello, everybody. So, from wherever in the world you are watching, welcome to the Great British Mickey Waffle. I'm Simon, and as our friends across the Atlantic are preparing for their celebrations next Thursday, we thought we would ask some very British questions to try and add to our own understanding and some of the great traditions of Thanksgiving. So, hello, welcome to a very special Wafflers Wednesday. I'm Simon. I hope you all know who I am by now. And it's the first one for me tonight presenting, but joining me tonight, we've got fellow Wafflers Robin and one of our delightful guests already interfering.
Right on cue.
We've got John. Hi, John.
Hi, Simon. You all right?
Not too bad.
I like the way you get that excuse in early. It always works, you know. And I take my hat off to you because it's the most daunting experience, and you did that intro so well. I'm mightily impressed.
Oh, I've got some notes.
But I hope everyone at home who's watching is actually equally as impressed, because actually, you know, as we're about to go to show 100 in the podcast, you know, it does get easier, but in that very first time, you're just like, it's hideous. So yeah, keep going. Look, I'll keep you going. And I know Robin will in the background as well. You get a nudge every now and again. You know,
I'll get all the feedback. I'll get all the feedback and the notes that are being compiled later. Got Ben and Becca as well. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hello. How are you, Simon? All good?
Yeah, not too bad. Busy week, but it's good to be here today. So yeah. And last but not least, Claire as well.
Yeah, it's great to see you, Simon, and well done for hosting tonight. It's all done now. We've all had a turn now. So.
Yeah, I'm used to speaking in a box on a computer, just in a different context. So it's
not quite as exciting as talking about Disney.
No, Disney's far more exciting than sitting on Teams for 5 hours a day. So
just remember not to swear. That's the only thing that gets into me. It's where you differentiate work and you differentiate sort of coming online on YouTube as well. It's like
the difference is, I don't swear when I'm talking about Disney.
That's exactly
that is true. Keeping it always in a positive light. Disney is it's all about positivity.
Too right.
So our focus for today's waffle is something a little different for us. It's all about Thanksgiving. Something I know we don't actually know a whole lot about, unless you count episodes of Friends, where we've that experience of it. So we have asked a couple of our friends to help us out and give us a little bit of education and teach us all something about Thanksgiving itself.
I think we were very lucky that Carrie joined us last week. I remember that, Robin, that we spent quite a lot of time talking about all the ins and outs of Thanksgiving, because to me it was like, is Thanksgiving just that speed bump between like Halloween and Christmas?
Yeah.
It's just like...
in some ways, I'm quite glad we don't have it here, because we can just jump straight to Christmas and not feel bad. I can get my Christmas decorations up.
I did see in the comments some people have already followed Mickey, and she's gone, well, it's November.
Well,
Guy Fawkes is over.
If I can sway Ben, we're putting ours up on Saturday.
I think there's
amazing t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I was in Leeds on Sunday morning. I thought, it was about what? It was after the Remembrance Day thing and stuff like that. And so I thought, I'll tell you, I'm getting the train back home. I'll go and get some soup from Pret. Right. Walked into Pret. Christmas music. I was on my heels. I was out of there.
Oh.
Far too early. It brought out the very worst in my my whole thoughts of Christmas in the start of November. So
being bougie and a trip to Pret wasn't a great outcome.
No.
So I can see the ones that instead of being on the naughty step, they're just Grinches today.
Shops are available.
Yep, too right. I'm proud of it, I must admit.
No trees, nothing, least until December.
Yeah.
And in our house, the Christmas tree will be purchased while I'm away, I'm hoping. Although last year was quite an experience because I came home to a 9-foot tree that had to be tied to the beam.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That reminds me of something I saw on TikTok earlier. Someone bought a tree that was so tall. What they did was they cut it about 2/3 up. But what they did was they stuck the rest of the tree to the roof. So when you look from the window, it looks like it goes through the roof.
That is brilliant.
Along those lines.
Yeah.
But the tree won't go up until I come back from America.
Yeah. Quick message to Dan.
That's too late.
Dan,
get the biggest tree possible.
Just between you and I, right? While Claire's away, do that Griswold thing of putting the whole roof full of lights, so that when she flies back across to the UK, right, she can
see
spot the house as she's coming in to land on the plane and things like that. And go, there you go.
That would be perfect.
Millie would love that. Oh my lord!
I think what we'll do, we'll play the first video, which we've got to catch up with Carrie.
Thank you so much, Carrie, for meeting up with us and spending a few minutes in your lunchtime with us and trying to educate us a little bit about Thanksgiving.
Sure, happy to be here.
Well, our viewers might not know, I have already experienced a Carrie Thanksgiving before. You had us over for Thanksgiving and there were some interesting traditions.
Or maybe not.
So give me like a summary of what is Thanksgiving, because we don't have it here. I get my knowledge from friends where they eat too much turkey and also something they're thankful for. But I feel like this probably
pants. Yeah. Thanksgiving pants. Well, I mean, I already warned you, I'm not the history buff, but I can tell you that it basically started out with the Pilgrims, and at the time they said the Indians, Native Americans. We want to make sure we do that correctly. And I kind of looked back to see like how far back it went, because there's really some differing opinions on when it started. But essentially when the colonists came to America, and there was one Native American who had been picked up and taken into slavery, and he actually escaped London, got on a ship and came back. And because he was Native American, he worked with some groups of Native Americans as well as Pilgrims, and kind of brought them together as friends in a way, at least not invading each other. Learned he taught some English, and basically some simple skills, because I guess when the Pilgrims arrived, they literally had what was ever on their boat, and had to learn to live off the land. And that's kind of how it got started. And they broke bread together and were friendly with each other. And it kind of went from there.
Oh, wow.
It's nice to know where it came from.
Isn't
It's
it
very
just?
nice.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gone down that very Disney route of edutainment tonight.
Hey! we're cutting.
I like it. It's really good.
Yes, you get to learn something and enjoy something.
Yeah.
Educate our ignorances.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly it, Simon, because actually I think we kind of, from this side of the Atlantic, I think we kind of get caught up in with more or less the parody that comes across in like films, particularly Christmas films, etc., about Thanksgiving. What we don't get is the actual true history of it. And and as people know, I'm a big stickler for even for British history as well. But I won't use the term that Ben barred me from saying a couple of shows ago. So.
That's okay. If you listen to the 100th episode, it will be back in there.
Yeah.
Great people of York, beware. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I going back to Carrie's little clip. I had no idea actually. Did anyone else know that that's where Thanksgiving came from?
No.
I mean, I knew about the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, and they break bread, but that was the sum of my knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like I'd heard of it, but I hadn't really acknowledged or taken in anything to do with it. It's because we don't celebrate it here. It's not something that I've ever really thought about.
No.
Yeah, I think the same.
And we have Harvest Festival. We don't have anything like that, do we?
Yeah.
We do have equally things that are alien to the US, right? We have bonfire night, which is a bit of a
that's true.
Blowing up the Houses of Parliament. I mean, they've got their January.
I get into trouble for mentioning that, Simon. I get into trouble.
I think it might have been your wording.
Your wording.
I mean, I loved your wording, but
I did too. That's why I was saving it.
Well, maybe that's something for next year. We can educate our
American friends.
Yeah, we'll find that next year.
I've forgotten the screen that's below the naughty step.
That's all right, John. We can create another level.
We might need to for that one.
I think so.
But yeah, I think a lot of things when we think of Thanksgiving, I always think of food.
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
a lot of the chat we spoke about was a lot about all the different sorts of food. I think, Claire, you mentioned, was it sweet potato casserole?
What is that
sweet potato
about?
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes and marshmallow.
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
And then sugar. No.
It's
I
just
get the sweet potato and sugar.
No.
Because I always have sugar. If I have a jacket when I'm over there, if I have a jacket like a roasted baked sweet potato, I always have it with sugar and butter
and cinnamon.
But I don't think I can stretch to the marshmallow idea.
I'm slightly sad that Kelly's not in the chat, or Megan, because we had a very long conversation about jacket potato, and that is not a term that translates apparently.
No.
So
Isn't it baked potato?
Baked potato, and they didn't understand what a jacket potato. They thought literally, they were sending me pictures of a potato wearing a coat. So I was like, it's just not taking its jacket off. It's a baked potato. It still has a skin on. It was very funny. I've had a sweet potato with sugar and cinnamon. I didn't dislike it, but it wouldn't be my top choice of.
It's not the sort of thing you'd put on a. We wouldn't have casserole at Christmas.
Not with a turkey, not with what we would consider a roast dinner. And there seems to be a lot of food. I know we do Christmas. There's a lot of food quite often, but the other thing that confuses me is green bean casserole. That doesn't. I can't really compute that either. So I need to be
Talking
educated.
of casseroles, we had a nice chat about casseroles.
It's changed into what we know it now, to which is casseroleized. So
There's
Americans love
a
a
lot of
casserole.
casseroles.
I can tell you what that is from. So fast forward into ages of maybe my parents or grandparents, great grandparents. I mean, both of my parents lived, they were farmers. And so whether or not your children married off and were living down the road or further afield, or your kin, as my mom would say, you would come in and share a meal together. And a lot of people would bring something, much like a lot of people bring a bottle of wine now. We, Americans brought casseroles. There wasn't enough food to go around. So you found a dish that would hold some food. A 9x12 Pyrex works very well. Target. And you brought something that you could provide and be thankful for, and break bread and give thanks instead of a bottle of wine. Because, we just weren't, that wasn't our shtick. So, So that's how, I think that's where the casserole kind of started. They just needed that sustenance, to to eat together.
Who knew?
Wow.
Makes sense, I
That's just
suppose.
brilliant.
Everyone providing a part of the meal.
So who would
Yeah,
have
I
a
think-
casserole
I
over
think
a
that's
bottle of
fine.
wine?
I can understand that. Like everyone being thankful and bringing something to share. I can.
Yeah, that makes
it
complete
goes-
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Just
so,
seems
yeah.
like an excuse to chuck everything in a dish and
Whatever
cover it
you've
with
got left.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's the thing. So the concept of the casserole to share makes sense.
Yeah.
The bit that I struggle with is what's in the dish.
What's in the casserole?
And for some of them, it
Candied
does.
yams.
Yeah.
That's
Some
that's
of
a similar
Wow.
thing to sweet potato casserole, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like yams are a similar kind of carbohydrate, and it's
Yeah. I suppose it's anything that can just go in the oven. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
And like
Single
Carrie
dish
says, single
transport as
dish.
well.
The
Easy to do,
transport's
just-
easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And-
easy to make, I suppose. Good to
Transports well.
Yeah.
Transport's
good
well.
to make in bulk.
I think that's a key bit to this, though, isn't it? And you know, again, I'm making presumptions as I'm saying it, but it's that whole bit about coming together as a community or as friends or as family, and actually rather than in a kind of in a British way, you know, where you feel as if, oh no, it's our turn for Christmas. It's not like that. It's a case that you all turn up, you all chip in, you all take responsibility for either for the meal and for everything that goes on, rather than it falling on the shoulders of just one person. And I might be wrong, but that's the way it seems to me, and that's the way I actually feel that that's maybe where Thanksgiving becomes a real, true coming together of people with like a shared bit of like. I was nearly going to swear myself there, Simon. Sorry. It's like, oh my word! Guess what's coming in 4 weeks' time, and we're going to have to get a finger out to get everything done for Christmas.
And it's all that
time.
pressure when you're
Yeah.
the one doing Christmas, and it's like
Yeah.
at least with this, it feels like you all got your own bit to bring to it. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what the whole thing is all together.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's contributed, everyone's brought their thing to.
So is that still what happens? Do people get together and everyone brings something? Because I
I'd love
can
to
understand
know
that's a
that.
principle, but I don't know
Yeah.
whether that is that still a
Yeah.
thing.
If you're in the
Um,
chat, let us know, because actually, if you weren't watching last week, then I will just reiterate the fact that we're trying to run the chat as an information board alongside the show, rather than just as saying hello to everybody. Because actually, if you listen to the podcast, the saying hello bit went on forever, and it became a little bit of the feedback we were getting. It didn't make for good listening on a Friday morning. So we do take on board all the feedback that you do give us. So we do try.
I'm
I'll
just
put it
going to
that way.
highlight a couple of things from the chat that have just made me laugh. The talk of jackets.
Right?
And
It's a thing. At least
it
Yeah.
is jacket
Yeah.
potato
Yeah.
with beans and cheese.
Oh, cheese and
No.
coleslaw.
Oh,
Cheese and ham.
tuna mayo.
No, bacon
Oh.
cheese.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Tuna
This is a
mayo.
divisive subject. This is
It
This
is.
is
more divisive than any
oh later
Rwandan
on
election
in the Waffle
policy.
zones.
Yeah,
This
what
will
would you
have
have
to
in
be
the-
best topping?
what's your best topping on
For
a
your
jacket
jacket
potato?
potato.
A jacket potato. Goodness.
the king of snacks.
Tuna.
Maybe we need a warning at the beginning of the show. Apologise. Maybe grab a snack, because I think
I
Yeah.
it's
They
going to
make
make
you
you hungry.
like
think
the fact that
I think people know that already. No matter what, we always end up talking about food somehow.
oh,
I
it's
was for in the summer,
seasonal,
beans in the winter.
right?
Yeah.
One way to do it.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
the film?
I'd tend to go for something warm in the winter and there's filling. Yeah.
We go to a
Um,
Christmas
Oh.
party every year, and the host provides the meat, and we all bring a dish.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh, that's good.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it still happens.
And
Still happens.
Surf Bum mentioned turnips. I appreciate the mention of turnips. That's
So do I. Yeah.
many weeks we've been talking about turnips,
That's
now,
right.
and that I'm interested. I want to know what
Does
an
it show
American
us your
turnip.
turnips?
It's-
Was that-
well-
Shows you turnips is a little bit more polite than shows you pumpkins.
pumpkins.
So it's,
Yeah, it's all a bit Blackadder. There's a difference to it. The reason we were talking about turnips, if you haven't listened to our Halloween show, go back. We were talking about the fact that when I was a child in Scotland, we used to hollow out a turnip rather than a Pumpkins weren't a thing.
Hollow out being.
It's really hard.
We didn't really kind of
out
do
to
that,
turn it.
Claire, because it was like it was just.
Took a lot. Blisters.
Yeah.
But there's
I've only got
difference
2 fingers left.
They're not those two. There's a difference between a turnip in Scotland and a turnip in England. So I need to know, in America, are your turnips yellow flesh or are they pink and white? No, what are you laughing at? It's a really important point.
Oh, dear me. It's like this is like
Turnips do take a little longer to cook.
it's like a new high in that educational part of a Waffler's Wednesday. Isn't it?
Now it's
I've learned something because I didn't know turnips were different in Scotland and England.
So what you call a Swede,
It's a turnip.
is a turnip.
More properly,
okay.
What's a turnip?
Yeah, orange.
We tried
That's
to
a
go and
Swede.
buy a turnip.
What's a
Facebook,
turnip
we
in
couldn't find
Scotland?
A turnip.
no.
A turnip is with pink.
Yeah, and I was just
What's
thinking,
an actual
unless do
turnip?
you
Do
go
we
and
know
make a
that?
pump, a jack-o'-lantern out of that?
Yeah.
No, you'd
You
make
put
it,
a
I
little
think
pink
you'd
and
make
white thing.
You tend to use a
Swede
Swede.
makes much
Swede.
more sense.
Shall I confuse it even more? Because if you're proper Scottish, it's a neep.
It is a neep.
Yeah.
It is.
So
It's a neep.
it's haggis, neeps, and tarties, which is haggis potatoes.
We used to have neep radio when I lived in Scotland, which
Yeah.
was like Kaylee hour at like 7 o'clock in the evening on the local radio, and it was called Neep Radio, and they used to play like traditional Scottish music. It was awful.
Excellent. Yeah.
I love the new
Excellent.
t-shirt idea. What colour are your
Colour are your
turnips?
turnips?
Yeah.
Can we get
Thank
two?
you,
One
thank you,
with
Neil.
Scotia
Yeah, with your
pumpkin,
pumpkins.
and one, what colour are your
It's a
turnips?
turnip.
One pink and white and one yellow.
We're getting bogged down in turnip discussion.
We are.
Well,
Can we
that's-
get
that's
into
what-
this?
It's relevant.
let's
Come
go
on.
for turnips and head
Thanks.
to cranberries.
There is something that we do that I put on the table every year, just more so as tradition for the look. And plus, Ben, I'm a party girl. I have to have a pretty table. So
I've got some photos for you, Ben,
Okay.
of the pretty tables.
I even have a dish that I put it in now. But we have, what is it? Jellied. So what would you call it? You call it jellied, wouldn't you? It's like a congealed cranberry.
You're really selling it. You're really selling it.
Congealed cranberries.
A lot of people love it. Some people actually do it from a bag of cranberries and make their own cranberry sauce. But this kind of got to be a joke. It's sort of like our version of a Christmas fruit cake. Can be offensive to some Americans. You just don't do it. It's a doorstop. And the cranberry sauce. I do it just because now my mom eats at our home. She always had it. She got her pretty dish. You open up the tin, and you have to like carefully jiggle it out because you can't mess it up. Now these cans have
in one piece.
Yes, the cans have ridges on them, and you like slice it into the round disc. I think you kind of see it on there. So you have the round disc. So now I have the special spoon that says slice and serve. And I have a dish that even has the little ribs on it like a can.
Oh, wow.
It says
Now that.
cranberry
Oh, I love that.
instead of cranberry. You know, you got to try it. But, yeah. So
That is extra.
they
love
say
it.
that the other 42 million is spent on canned cranberry sauce every year. 17 million pounds of the bagged cranberries are sold. So I mean, it's a big deal.
You're right, Claire.
So I'm going to assume
Congealed cranberries?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's a bit like the mint jelly over here in the UK, except cranberry flavoured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
That's how I'm
like
going
a
with it.
jelly.
It's trying to describe it.
Yeah.
It's like congealed. It's like really appetizing.
I prefer
I
my
laugh when
cranberry
you
sauce
say
a little bit runnier, if that's okay.
And I know Claire wouldn't like it at all because I know what you like with your textures.
I'm
and
just
congealed.
there are so
Here's the
many
word.
so many questions that I have.
Ask the questions. People in the comments might know the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, the jiggle to get it out is one thing that I. Carrie, thank you for being so explicit in the description.
Excuse me, could you pass me the bowl of congealed cranberries?
Yeah.
Could you pass me a slice of cranberry sauce? What? I am so confused by the whole thing. And right, cranberry sauce.
That's definitely one that's imported to us, though. So
it started.
It was an American thing, and us having that at Christmas is a more recent thing in the UK.
Cranberry sauce is awesome. Yeah. I love cranberries. I love cranberry sauce. I love watching videos of them harvesting cranberries. If you've never seen it, go and look it up on YouTube. It's quite fascinating.
Okay. I've not seen that.
I haven't.
Don't do it now.
Don't do it now.
The end of the show.
You won't. If you've never known how they harvest cranberries, it will absolutely surprise you. But I am one of those people that makes it from scratch. From a bag of, I get a couple of pounds of cranberries and some gin or some port and some star anise and some cinnamon sticks and probably some mullet cider or mulled wine spice bags.
Let me know when you're going to Claire and we'll head over.
Haven't yet gone the whole hog and added gelatin and put it in like a rabbit.
Put it in a can. No, maybe this year's the year. Maybe I'll do that this year and we can have it.
We're the only ones that eat it in our family, so it doesn't really get made or brought, which is a shame because I really like this.
Harry's just going to bring me a can.
It'll be waiting for you at Bell's.
I want it wrapped up with a big Christmas ribbon on it.
I was going to say, whoever's got Claire's Secret Santa, you know what to get.
We know what to buy now.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, my life.
You know, we've had this discussion before about things that you can actually take into the US. Will you actually be allowed back into the UK with a can of that?
Just don't tell them it's congealed. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
I love the subversive approach to having the dish that has the ridges in it and everything. The cranberry, I think that's brilliant.
It's actually I know the video wasn't 100% clear. Carrie did send me a photo later on. I don't know if you've got it, Ben, but there's a picture with the dish and the spoon in it. It's a very cute dish, actually. But I do like to go the extra mile, Carrie.
Do you know what? I can almost hear.
Seeing the table set.
Oh, that's my kind of table, though.
Very pretty.
Really pretty.
Love that.
I have this almost auditory thought of as the cranberry is like being jiggled out of the can, that slightly
the noise.
Yeah.
Noise.
I can
sort of chunky.
What did you have to do, Claire?
I've just read John's comment in the chat where they have in New Jersey they have cranberry dogs.
Yes.
Now we might be going down the line that we kind of got a little bit wrapped up in.
Bog is a word that doesn't translate over here.
No,
it
doesn't. But yeah, it's really funny.
Toilet, that doesn't really translate.
But it's the same sound.
Yeah. It just,
Oh dear, it's just like childish.
If I knew I had the sound effect.
No, you don't, Ben. No, please, no.
Oh my life! Yes. Oh, that's an experience I haven't had yet, and maybe we
got a little bit wrapped up in sort of differences in Americanisms and Englishisms in the podcast that's out today as well. If you haven't listened to it, please do.
Oh yeah.
We also chucked in a bit of a Frenchism, so just. Yeah, you might need Google Translate to help with that one, but it's really funny. But go and catch the podcast. But yeah, it is so weird, and we get so many words that when somebody mentions the word bog, then we get sort of a completely different thing. And also being called John, when you're in America, it's never quite a nice thing, because when you hear people say, right, okay. There you go. It's just like, detach yourself from your name. That's it.
Your name's not Fanny.
I was trying so hard not to mention bum bags and things like that. Oh, goodness.
While we recover, I think we need to talk about something to do with turkeys.
So what else would you have other than mashed potatoes and all the casseroles? What else would you have? It's turkey, isn't it? That's tradition for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for Americans, turkey, and I think that's because the going back to the history of it, that's the bird that was more readily available, and it fed more, so it's a larger bird, and that was why I think that they went with that. Now, we still hold tradition that every year at the White House, the president pardons the turkey. The bird gets a pardon, and then it gets shuffled off to a petting zoo down the road where it lives happily ever after, and the children can come and visit and pet the pardoned bird. So,
I've never heard that before.
No,
I've not heard that before.
Yeah, every year it makes the news. They show them pardoning the bird. They bring the bird out. It's a big ceremonial event.
Oh,
In case we don't believe.
Sorry,
I've got
to say, I've never had a big bird that's ever been pardoned. I'll start with that line because I love that. That is just.
I'm just imagining how would you replicate that in the UK? Do you take a chicken to Buckingham Palace? I don't know.
Trip to Downing Street. There you go.
I'm not going there.
I'm not sure if I think that's kinder or crueler because they're just taking it and carting it around. It's probably terrified.
And then they go to a petting zoo.
I'm not sure that I've ever been to a petting zoo where I want to stroke a turkey.
I think they add one to
Thomas
like,
Langer Nathan said the same thing.
No, I can't. I'm going to put myself on mute for 30 seconds.
Take a goose to number 10 on Christmas.
Think of things that I've petted that are like turkeys, but not quite a turkey.
Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the USA symbol. Of course,
Instead it's the
bald eagle.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know that they still did that whole
I didn't know it was a thing.
There we go.
I didn't even know it was a thing ever.
The pardoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they made a big deal of it last year when Biden did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Biden pardoned the turkey. Yeah.
I'm just imagining it's like there's a YouTube live stream somewhere. It's on the news.
I'd imagine
it's
so
just
nowadays.
Sort of a big event.
Turkey watch.
So on Christmas Eve when it's like you're trying to track where Santa is, it's like
Where's the turkey?
What happens if it's been a really naughty turkey?
Right. And they change it for a better one.
Does it not get pardoned and things like that? Yeah, I've got. Yeah, or is that
maybe it's served up?
Is that Monty Python moment, isn't it? Yeah, release Wadwick. So if you've not watched that film, please
on the news channels,
which means it's on YouTube.
So I'm interested. Next Thursday, I'm going to find the news channels.
I could live stream the turkey pardoning.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah,
I'm sure CNN had it last year. I'm sure it was that I'd seen it on.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's just like,
brilliant.
We're missing out on this, right? I'm gonna write to the BBC and to Sky News, and actually I'm going to complain. We're missing out.
BBC World News, so it should be on there somewhere.
Yeah,
we're missing out on proper culture here. Yeah.
Well, is that any different to our usual things? Like the Queen's, what is now the King's speech every year on Christmas Day. That's how. I think that's a similar.
I'm right looking forward to that, Simon. I've got to say, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that one.
We've got our own
time to have a nap in the afternoon.
They show it on the national news at 6:30. Amazing.
Oh,
Did we talk about anything else, Ben? I can't remember.
Apparently, we also carry on. If you don't have turkey, what alternatives there are?
Oh.
So 365 million pounds of turkey.
My
is
gosh.
how much we go through.
Wow.
And if you don't like turkey, the ham is the traditional substitute, 77 million pounds. So because we generally always do turkey for Thanksgiving, traditionally for us, Christmas, because you don't want a repeater so soon, especially if you're inviting the same family over, that's why we generally do ham instead.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, so there's that. 250 million pounds of potatoes.
There we go.
Potatoes.
I like a potato. That's where it's at. But you have them mashed. Where are the roasties?
You know, until living in London, I didn't really experience roasties. And I will tell you, Mark makes the best one. So if you're ever in Orlando, come to our house for a meal. Just ask him to do roast potatoes. I swear I don't know what he does different than everybody else, but I've never had potatoes like his. So it's really good.
So we're all going to Mark and Carrie's for roast potatoes.
Yeah, let me know, Carrie, what time and which day, and we'll be there.
Yeah. We'll be there.
Don't forget, you be served by the congealed cranberries.
Yeah.
You can put the cranberry on the table and we'll admire it, but we'll just eat the roast potatoes.
Yes.
I've just got thoughts. So Claire, we're like a week short of Thanksgiving, right? So is every turkey in the whole of America at the minute, given how many are going to be served? No. How many of them are getting dressed up in disguise and say, I'm a chicken, honest, I'm a chicken, I'm a chicken, I'm a chicken. And it was like, is it, I can't remember, is it Chick-fil-A or something like that? Who've got the advertising boards in America, who've got the cows on it and things like that. I can't remember. I think it is like that. And it's just like, we'll
can we go back to potatoes? Because this is important. And I think that in the UK, when you have a roast dinner, Christmas dinner specifically, roast potatoes are like the star of the show. You can serve anything because I mean I don't eat meat, and so roast potatoes with a nut roast or roast potatoes, with a nice, hit of squash or something. Roast potato is the key. And
absolutely,
we're still all going to Carrie's, Claire.
I'll respectfully disagree.
Yeah, you can get out.
My number one thing at the Christmas dinner is sprouts. That is my.
Oh no, I love sprouts. Simon, I need to tell you a story. I have made just going off. Sprouts are really important. I love them always. Can I just make a recommendation that if you want to make a nice present for your sibling, my brother, older than me, I'm the nice little sister, I'm making him some sprout gin. So I bought some gin and I cut up some sprouts and I put it in the kilner jar and put the gin on top. I did it on Sunday.
Did it not just end up tasting of farts?
So yesterday, what I'll say is yesterday I took the lid off to check how it was going.
And it smelt like that.
I may have had to leave the room to buy. Honestly. So whoever gets me for the Secret Santa may well get some sprout gin. Honestly, it is the most unbelievable smell you have ever smelled in your entire life. But sprouts are epic, and I can eat them roasted, boiled, don't put them on to cook yet, because I know a lot of people in the UK put them on in like August.
That's how long you need to leave them to boil, right?
Sauteed, a bit of chestnut or some apple. There's lots of ways.
Onion and bacon.
Pancetta.
I don't do bacon, so vegan bacon I've done it with, and that works.
It's the only. I don't eat sprouts, but the only way I'll eat them is when the bacon.
You'll pick the bacon out.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll eat them with it.
If I could pick the bacon out and leave the sprouts.
More for me, that's what I'd say.
But that's what Simon says, unfortunately.
Potatoes and sprouts, like they're the holy grail of Christmas.
Yeah.
What is with mashed potato? I don't understand it. And this takes me back to Friends when they have the argument about whether it should have lumps or not. Mashed potatoes shouldn't
no lumps.
happen.
It just belongs in a French.
It's like wallpaper paste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't that belong in the trifling friends?
Mash your tops.
With beef sautéed with peas and onions.
Perfect. I can't.
No, I'm with you,
mashed potato.
No. Not. It shouldn't be mash. It should be roasties. Definitely not mash.
If we all get together and bring a dish, this would be some spectacle.
It would be the perfect
wouldn't it just?
UK and American. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I'm not sure we get into customs on the US side. I'm not sure they get into customs on the UK side either.
Have we read this?
I love this. Yeah.
Is that for the turkeys?
That's why I've actually replied that in the chat, because actually that was just so superb. Is it for consumers or for the turkeys to actually get a way of getting out?
Help me! It's nearly Thanksgiving. Save me!
Do you know what's actually really funny? The day that we went for Thanksgiving dinner, we actually went to Carrie's mum's. And near her house, there were so many wild turkeys. We were joking in the car that they're brave to be out on a day like today. There were so many. We'd never seen so many before. And I
drive by and grab one.
Maybe they were disappointed that they weren't the chosen ones. You know, maybe that's what it is. They're feeling really sad.
Next year must be my year.
What about me? What about me? I'm left here. I'm not even left on the shelf. I'm left in the field.
Yeah.
Well,
what happens?
Oh my life. But I'm still struggling on the side, the amount of turkey and ham.
It's
that Carrie
incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible.
Carrie really did her
research.
Yeah.
That's a lot of turkey and a lot of ham.
I think. Yeah. Do you think we've covered food yet, or have we got time for some more?
Pies. We haven't talked about pies.
I'm talking about pies.
Oh yeah.
But also some traditions that happen. Isn't that right, Robin and Simon?
There's definitely some holiday traditions. So, what other Thanksgiving Day traditions do you have in your house?
I don't know so much about our house because sadly our numbers have dwindled, but it used to be very, very popular to go around the table. People would squirm over it. Some like it, some are sentimental. But a lot of the times people would go around the table and you'd have to say what you're thankful for, like a true meaning of, being thankful, and the food or the people sat around the table or something you may have experienced in the year. Robin would be my this year. So yeah, so I think that's kind of the deal. You may have funny hats that you wear.
I was going to ask, where did the hats come from? So I know it's traditional now to wear a Thanksgiving Day hat.
Yeah, it is for some people. Yeah. No, so Robin and Simon were over. I've done it to my sister-in-law and her partner, and basically tell people that, when you come to an American Thanksgiving, you have to wear a hat. Sort of like, the Christmas cracker, you put the crown on.
No. It is not like that.
That's optional.
No, and it's not as subtle as those paper hats.
So I proceeded to hand Simon and Robin their hats, and because they are good visitors and they were at my mom's house, they put them on without too much of a kickback. And the pictures that we have are wonderful. And then eventually I confess saying, no, this is just a joke. The prank's on you.
I would like to point out, I knew from the second you handed me a giant turkey to put on my head that it was not a traditional Thanksgiving Day.
Are we all ready to see this?
Go Carrie! Go Carrie! That is a hey!
No, he just turned to me and went, "Oh my God, you didn't give him the hat, did you? You didn't give him the hat photo."
It just dawned on me midway through. It's like, oh my God, it's the stupid hat photos.
That is.
There might be a photo of Carrie and Mark wearing them as well.
There you go. Yeah. Does that not epitomise exactly where we're at as Brits in regard of Thanksgiving traditions. I actually think this is, laughter aside, because everyone knows I do like a giggle and things like that. But actually, I am learning so much about just how special Thanksgiving is, and how much it is. It's one of them things in the UK that actually we should actually incorporate into our calendar. Maybe not at this particular time of year, but actually incorporate it, because actually there's something so right about actually giving thanks and saying thank you to people. And we don't do that in the UK. We'd like to think we do, but we don't. And I think that's quite a sad state of affairs of where we are at as a country. Whereas if you're forced to do it every single year, face up.
One day.
Face
one
up
day
to
you
it.
have to be thankful. The rest of the year.
Well, that's fine, but at least you say it once a year. better than most in this country. I'll put it that way. But sorry, I was just going off a little bit of a tangent. But Carrie, I love the fact that you actually make people wear hats as well.
I think we need to incorporate that at Christmas at some point.
I just want to come back to a comment that I think you made during that video. Paper hats from the crackers at Christmas are not optional. You must wear them.
Yeah, they're not optional. You have to wear them, even if your head's so big. You have to place them on top.
And even if they're or your head's too big and or too small, and it's going down your eyes.
Up on the top, or it's torn and then
it's wet from his head. It's keeping it on.
The amount of alcohol I've already drunk by lunchtime. It's
I love those crackers. All the random gifts you get inside.
I think the crackier and the tackier the gift, the better.
Yeah. That's not a thing in the States, though, is it? Christmas crackers.
No,
it's not a thing.
I have a box of crackers sat in my spare bedroom, ready to take to carry.
Amazing.
Oh.
No snap. Sorry, Carrie. I've just read your comment. $30 a box, no snap.
Who wants one with no snap? The snap's the best bit.
Yeah. Who wants a friend who takes something containing gunpowder on the plane?
Exactly.
You're allowed to take one box.
It sounds like we're going back to Guy Fawkes here.
Exactly.
But that is definitely when you look that up, that is a definite UK. The Christmas cracker. So
gosh, it's like 180 years old. Simon's just looking up crackers.
Victorian thing, isn't it?
Victorian.
I was going to say that's a really old cracker.
That's not working anymore.
Only marginally older than me.
It's still got one of those plastic fish in it that tell you.
A plastic waiter's tash or a little mini screwdriver. Yeah.
Or one of those really small tape measures.
Or the tiny little pack of cards.
I love those things.
The screwdriver's good for if you've got glasses.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You can't get enough of them.
I feel like we need another show on Christmas traditions.
Yeah,
Christmas crackers.
Like Olaf in the Christmas short.
Yeah. Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Yeah, go and find out about everyone's Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's cute, yeah.
Let's do that.
Oh,
and what else about Thanksgiving? Have we got anything else that we should be considering?
Oh, I think we also had, I don't know, Ben, have you got anything else with Carrie that you recorded last week? 2
videos from Carrie.
Let's go.
This one, I think, it's Thanksgiving Parade, which I know we all are quite
Talk
interested.
to me about the Thanksgiving Day Parade, because I feel so gutted we don't see it here. I always try and catch bits of it on YouTube. Do you know why that started by any chance?
No, I should have looked it up. I'm sure somebody will jump in when it runs.
Someone will know. Someone will know, or maybe we'll look it up before the show.
Yeah, and they I should know, and I've had family and friends who have either been in a band with a high school that's marched, or on a float for some reason. They may be a dance squad or something. It's a massive event. It's gotten more commercialized and a lot more celebrity. It's very produced now, where before it was just raw, bands and the big balloons. I mean, the other park, the Universal Park that gets the Macy's parade. So yeah, it's always been a big event. You know, while mom and your aunties cooked in the kitchen, everybody gathered around and watched the parade. And then you had your meal, and then everybody got glued to TV for American football.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah. Is it a case of Macy's Day Parade or football, or they're different times?
No, I think Americans are smarter than that. They'll know not to put them at the same time. They want their viewers.
Yeah. All I can think of, I've got flashbacks to like the Friends episode, Thanksgiving one, where they're just sitting in front and it's like cooking going on, and they're just watching the football and the parade.
Yeah. You have to have your stretchy pants on. It will make you take a nap late in the afternoon. Watch the floats go by and look at the sales papers. After mom's done clearing the table, then you start your Black Friday approach.
Talking about Black Friday,
yeah,
it's a full day.
The big balloons in the Macy's parade makes me think of kite tails.
Only done a lot better.
Or is that like what Disney was trying to do?
Yeah.
Or just when it goes wrong?
Or the Mickey Mania parade back in the 90s with a massive, scary Mickey head.
I don't remember that one.
Oh.
I just remember that. It was on the they had the bit on Miracle on 34th Street, didn't they? That always had.
Yeah, see, that's my learning of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was Miracle on 34th Street. See Carrie's comment. It can truly be the kickoff for Christmas, as Santa is always the last float. He's here. It's time for Christmas now that we've eaten all the turkeys that didn't get a pardon.
Yes. I can't imagine how you can control those massive balloons. As like you said, Claire, about kite tails. They're always out of control.
What's that thing in Friends where they will get locked out of the apartment because one of the balloons has got loose?
Is it a dog? I'm trying to remember.
Underdog.
Yeah, gets loose.
It started in 1924.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So next year, it will be 100 years. I bet they'll go all out next year. So amazing. Oh, just see, Surf Bum said he's been to 5 of them. I'd really like to go. It's something that I'd love to be in New York to see. But also, there's lots of people, which makes me think,
would
I though?
Sometimes, a bit like when you watch American football, sometimes it's nice to be in the comfort of your own home, getting the best view on the TV. You're not outside
in the warm.
In the warm.
But nice hot chocolate.
I'm not sure what the weather's like in New York City that time.
It's not good. It's not. It's
freezing.
It's really not Floridian. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely
not.
It's also when you talk about American football as well, Simon. You know, certainly for us over here, it becomes quite a strange feeling because actually you've got so many American football games going on over a period of days and early into the morning on that Thanksgiving Day, which then kicks off. I think somebody had already mentioned about the fact that we're then into Black Friday, which then means that you're instantly buying for Christmas at reduced prices. I don't quite know how that works because to me, as a retailer, reducing a month before Christmas doesn't make sense. But hey,
it's bad volume, I think, John.
Yeah,
more than anything.
It's just a bizarre thing, you know. But
getting in the stores, getting people to spend money on particular items they might look for, but then they're in the store spending money, so they might earn more.
Yeah,
loss leaders and old stock that they want to clear. Reduce the old stock down to next to nothing.
Yeah.
Run some loss leaders, and you'll get everybody in buying everything they want for Christmas.
And if anyone in the UK is wondering, everything on Amazon in the UK at the moment is currently about 50% more expensive than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just so they can have their Black Friday sale.
Down by 50%. What a deal!
Yeah. But there you go.
Did you say we've got one more video with Carrie?
We do.
There you go. I always say I have a big slogan for me: find the joy, and I don't do that just at Christmas time. You know, if there's something that I can do for a family or something, you know, I hear people talk about like things that they struggle with or, you know, something they may be going through, but they are looking at the negative side. I always just say, find the joy. There's always something that you can look at and see differently. The rain, the amount of times I see people with rain or what's the weather like at Thanksgiving? Oh, you know, 30% chance of rain. I say it's 70% chance of no rain, you know. So yeah. Yep. Be thankful in your joy. So that's what kind of person I try to be.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us a little rundown of Thanksgiving and what to wear on your head.
Yeah.
What to eat and what to avoid. I think that goes back to what you said, John, doesn't it?
It's absolutely, yeah, it is. And actually, can I just say a massive thank you to you guys who recorded that with Carrie, and also a massive thank you to Carrie, because, you know, we feel as if we're prying into sort of some of the traditions, and that was absolutely so superb to get, you know, from every single element of that. It's just brilliant. It really was. And that actually, we've also had some amazing. Was it an email, Ben? I think it was from Mark Whiting, who normally watches on a Wednesday and can't make it today because he's busy doing far better things than watching us in the middle of the US day. But has said so much that's very similar. I'm going down the list, but he also mentioned about the whole fact of please look out for jelly cranberry. So he mentioned that as well, which I thought was brilliant. I really did. And but he also mentioned about the American football. I think it was him whose notes I had actually read that got into my head about the fact that, hang on, you sit on the settee, you're watching American football, Black Friday starts, and you just sit there spending money. Let's just say that. What could possibly go wrong? I quite like
that. Just sounds like Christmas and Boxing Day sales.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I like the fact that Mark's comments on there. He said basically the football's there to provide a distraction to those who can't or should not help cook the meal. As in, you're terrible at cooking, you need to go and sit and watch the football, or you're an annoyance in the kitchen, can you get out?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and it's traditionally followed by the watchers coming into the kitchen and saying, honey, is there anything I can do to help?
I think we're getting a bit of a balance here, Simon, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, it's like we get Carrie's side of it and we actually get Mark's side of it. And actually somewhere in between the two is a recipe for a Christmas Day disaster that usually happens. Happens in the UK.
Friends.
You know?
That was on Friends, the thing with the football, wasn't it? With Chandler sitting watching the football, not knowing who was playing or what was going on.
Just have to stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah. Is there anything I can do to help? Yes, you can open the can of congealed cranberry.
Can you shake the can of congealed cranberry?
Might not want to look that back, I must admit. Just saying.
Ben, he does mention the bit about cranberries. It's served as sliced.
Quick message. Add that to the list for the January show. We've got the Watsons on something. That's it. Sorted.
Yeah.
It's sliced as 1/4-inch thick rounds for each person.
1/4-inch thick.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Americans eat 80 million pounds of cranberries. You thought the amount of turkey was bad. 80 million pounds of cranberries.
That's a lot of cranberry.
Yeah.
And gelatin.
It's the gelatin I was more concerned about, I must admit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds like a good idea, Carrie. Yeah. I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to put it pride of place on our dinner table at Christmas.
Oh, so you should. No, but you're not though. You're not.
Yeah,
What
it
you'll
has
what
a long
you'll do?
expiration date, so you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what you'll
2025,
like
wasn't it?
2035, yeah.
It'd be that last can. It'd be that last can in the back of the cupboard. You know when you go back to COVID times and you think,
Like the nuclear bunker can.
yeah, how are we going to survive?
Tuna.
How will we survive? It'll be that can. It really will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark notes that there was an infamous turkey shortage of 2022.
Yeah.
Blamed on avian flu. So lack of turkey farm workers, inflation, caused so many issues. Imagine that.
I feel like we had that here as well, didn't we? I feel
We
like
did.
Christmas.
We did,
last
Yeah,
year.
Christmas last
Yeah.
year. There was a
They'd
turkey
like you
shortage.
to think that.
But there was new turkey offerings,
We didn't.
pumpkin spice turkey,
What?
gluten-free turkey,
Yeah.
turkeys raised without a care in the world, and formally pardoned turkeys.
Formally pardoned.
I love turkeys raised without a care in the world. I love that.
I was more interested. Mark was describing about the fact that you got stuffing, right? Now, again, I think it's come back to what we talked about earlier in the show about Americanisms and
What
how
bird
we-
doesn't love a good stuffing?
Don't you start. You'll be on this naughty step before long. Simon, just you wait. Bell have you relegated. There you go. But yeah, Mark was saying it depends on whether or not you describe it as dressing or stuffing, depending on which part of the US you live in. So there we go. But yeah, I'm with Neil from Portwood Travel. Yeah, the turkey formerly known as pardoned. Yeah, it's a bit like describing X, isn't it? Yeah.
Formerly known as
Previous known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Which everyone still knows as Twitter, but hey.
I love that. Yeah. Carrie's like, that's the last time Simon hosts. Absolutely. Once and done.
Right. My favourite quote from Mark is that he's talking about the Thanksgiving Day parade. And he said in 1983, when the Mickey Mouse balloon exploded.
That sounds like YouTube gold.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Did Disney ask for the money back? That's the thing. We paid for this. We didn't quite get what we expected.
Clearly a seminal moment in Mark's.
I'm going to guest relations and I'm asking for my money back. Yeah.
And that's definitely something I'm going to go try and find on YouTube later.
I know.
If you find it, post it in Waffle's arms, and everyone can see it. Heather's saying the cranberries are better the next day on your leftover turkey sandwich.
We did spend some time talking to Carrie about the next day sandwiches. I feel like it's almost better. The next day, the rolls, the dinner rolls.
What about pigs in blankets? Where are they?
But they're different. The US, a pig's in blanket in the US is different. It's not a sausage wrapped in bacon.
Well, they don't do sausage. They don't do proper sausage.
It's sausage wrapped in paste, like croissant pastry. Like
what?
Yeah,
that's not a blanket.
That's the sausage roll.
Well, it's probably
exactly.
It's blankets and jackets and all sorts of controversy going on.
Look what we're going to start now.
Well, it's winter, isn't it? We're all warm.
Well, we put our sausage pigs in blankets and we put our potatoes in jackets. So.
You found out the reason why the Mickey balloon exploded. You mean Brussels sprouts?
Oh my God.
That's funny.
But Mark does list the traditional list of things. Some of which is kind of familiar to us, some of which not so much. But so he mentions all of the typical turkey gravy. I suspect the gravy is different to how we have it.
Gravy.
But yeah, mashed potato, stuffing. The one thing we haven't really spoken about much is pies, like the pumpkin pie. You know, that's different to what we would have seasonally of things like Christmas pudding and mince pies, but pumpkin pie, and Mark specifically says made with Libby's canned pumpkin.
That's a bit clever though, isn't
Canned pumpkin.
Right.
Canned pumpkin.
Yeah,
so it's not
congealed canned pumpkin. The pumpkin version of the
cranberry.
But the thing is though, you're on the back of Halloween, right? with all these pumpkins that you've hollowed out and things like that, you've got a load of pumpkin sitting around the house that you can maybe freeze for a couple of weeks, and you're thinking, what can we do with that? Perfect. It's absolutely, that's what I like. It's that recycling at its
Do you think
finest.
you did the same with turnips?
No.
Turnip pie.
It says Libby's as a company holds 90% of the market share for canned pumpkin in the United States to fill 50 million pies at Thanksgiving.
Do you not
Wait a
remember
minute.
going to that
Hang on.
I don't like pumpkin.
It's all right. Let's buy shares in Libby's for next week.
Yeah.
The only way those in the UK will do this properly is to buy several cans when you visit the US and fly them home with you. Whipped cream is the second most likely forgotten item that family members will be sent out for, although typically not on the same trip as the cranberries.
Whipped cream, do they mean squirty cream?
No, I think they mean like Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Oh, okay.
They drink up in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's never seen cream or dairy in its life.
They treat the sweet potato very similar to pumpkin, though, don't they? They make sweet potato pie in the same way.
That's true.
And that's not something that we have really at all in the UK.
But do we have pumpkin pie? We don't.
Not really.
No.
Not really, no.
I
don't
don't
really
know
have
if I've ever had pumpkin pie. I've had pecan pie.
Hang on a minute, guys.
Pecan pie.
Right, hang on. Right, because we know that from this side of the Atlantic, we've become very ignorant to a lot of Halloween and Thanksgiving, right? Next year, let's go. Oh, hang on. Let's ask Peter to bake us pumpkin pie for the Halloween show. There we go.
We need to do that. We definitely need to happen.
So we'll have to bring 12 cans of pumpkin back with us. Then.
I genuinely don't think I've had pumpkin pie. I think
I don't think I have. No.
The only pumpkin I've
when I would have had it
is the pumpkin that they used to give you in like the Ghirardelli's chocolate squares. When you went in there, it's this time of year. It's the only pumpkin.
It's hardly a pie, Ben, though, isn't it?
It's not, but it's like.
But I've not had it.
Yeah, that's the closest thing I've come to a pumpkin.
Wow. In fact, I might have done. Walmart do them individual ones.
Those small like pecan pies and
just a little individual one. I'm sure years ago I've had one. I couldn't even tell you what it tasted like.
See, I'm thinking we might have to expand on your idea, John. We should all make pumpkin pie. So we've all got something to eat.
No, I've got a better idea.
I've got a better idea.
Yeah.
Peter makes them for all of us and posts them.
There we go.
I'll give it squash.
Now, I'm just looking.
It's the Royal Mail.
Yeah,
people in the thing.
Yeah, but people in the chat are absolutely on fire about pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
I think we need to see your pumpkin pies next week.
Yes. Take a picture, pop them on the Facebook community.
So show us your pumpkins. Show us your pumpkin pie.
Pies. Yes.
And share your recipe. But maybe I still think this is something for 12. Look at this, guys. We're planning 12 months in advance, which is really
we never
good.
do that.
Which is wonderful. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm right impressed with this. We don't know what we're doing on Friday.
For our American viewers to share their images of their Thanksgiving meals, their pumpkin pies in the Waffle.
Oh, please. Yeah, please. Not quite all, Claire. Let's have a bit of decorum. Yeah. I've got a song in my head. Sorry. You can keep.
And we'll throw back the favour to them and share them pictures of our chips and chicken nuggets for the.
Oh yeah, what a great idea. And also, just to everyone in the States who listens and who watches every single week, I know we've gone early on this because we actually felt that when we plan, we didn't think that the day before Thanksgiving was the best time to be doing a show.
Turkey pardoning and things.
Yeah.
Stuffing their hand up.
Stuffing the birds.
Washing out your cranberries.
But yeah, have a fantastic Thanksgiving, everyone, and from everyone on the team at the Great British Mickey Waffle, we give thanks to the fact that you actually listen to us, and we're sending you a lot of love across the Atlantic, because I know where I'd rather be after Thanksgiving, and it's not in the UK. I'll put it that way. Put it that way from a selfish perspective.
I'll put everyone on the spot now. If it's a Thanksgiving show, tell us something you're thankful for. John,
Everyone
you can
here
start. Oh, go on, Ben. You go.
I was going to say, everyone here at the Great British Mickey Waffle, as we approach our 100th podcast next month, I'm just so grateful for everything that's happened over the past 4.5 years.
That's nice.
You stole my one.
I'm going to go next.
That's why you're getting first.
I'm going to jump in. I'm going to say all the friends that we have made, people we didn't know.
Yeah.
That now we do.
Yeah.
I think that's lovely. That's really nice. Simon, you got anyone?
I'm thankful for you guys for welcoming us into the Mickey Waffle this last year, and inviting us to be part of all of this fun and enjoyment on Wednesday. And getting to meet you guys in person finally as well. The other weekend was really great. So thank you for that.
I'm thankful especially to Ben, because he does most of the hard work behind the scenes.
That is very true.
So I'm very thankful to Ben.
We all are.
Yeah.
What about you then, John?
I don't really want to go there. I'm so aware that 12 months ago I was really struggling, and I've had meeting you guys was just the most amazing thing. But I think I said it to a couple of people. It kind of took me back to days where, and I think probably if you speak to my wife, this was probably the hardest part of my cancer journey, because I wouldn't eat. I couldn't eat. I couldn't speak, and it was bloody horrible. And that, I think I got threatened with a drive to back to the hospital. If you didn't eat something and start actually doing something about it, you can't sit in the seat that I was sat in this time last year. And actually, that for me, the past, irrespective of anything else, I'm so thankful that I've had you guys that I can talk to on a Wednesday and twice a month on a podcast, because that saw me through so much crap. But also, I'm so thankful, and I think a lot of us are, for the families that we've got who actually certainly who allow me to do this every Wednesday, and they sit in other parts of the house and stay really deadly quiet.
No, they don't. They chink plates and we've heard them.
That's them being quiet, Claire. You know.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thankful for that, and actually, it's the thing that keeps everybody going. It's a thing that we live for a Wednesday. It doesn't matter where you are in the world watching this. I would love to think that you all get the same buzz on a Wednesday night. You can actually just forget whatever is going on at work and just tune in for an hour and a bit, because it's always a bit.
It's always a bit extra.
Yeah, and that means a lot. Because it actually, I always say it. If there was nobody watching, we'd still be doing this, because actually we love each other about that.
Yeah.
I think that's been this thing for you as well, like Robin's journey this year as well. Having this
absolutely
as a little side outlet has given us a little thing to focus on that takes us out of what has been, as you say, a challenging year for us and certainly for Robin on our side as well. So it's been nice to have that constant and escape from everything that's been going on there to speak about something that we love as much as you guys do.
Yeah. Can also add in as well, because I know fine well. I'm opening up. But it's always bad. It's always bad when I open up as well.
Is this what happened on the first ever recording?
It probably did. That was why it was a 4-hour show, wasn't it?
Hang on, let me get comfortable.
But no, what I was going to say is actually, I think Robin, you probably say the same as well. Once you're through the other side of something, that when you first get a diagnosis and things like that, there may be somebody watching or listening to this who is in that horrible place. Share it and share it with people, and because other people will be your strength and they will be your rock. And actually, instead of feeling as if you are on your own, you're not. And if you're in that boat and you're listening to this and you want somebody, even just someone to just say, look, I feel the same way, then send me a message, send Robin a message. Yeah, we won't have all the answers, but actually you will actually have somebody that you can actually be there with, because I needed it. And I'm sure, it was so nice to actually be there for Robin, and actually just send you a message and say, this is really rubbish, isn't it? But you actually understand. And actually, I think that's the biggest thing I've learned over the years, the fact that you pass it on, because we're all there in that first day when you go into hospital and you think it is the most scary experience, and you come out the other side. And I think that's, if anyone's out there and you feel really rubbish, come on, give it back, and we'll try and help.
Absolutely. Other people helped me. A special lady called Lou, actually, who helped me. She hadn't been through cancer, but she'd been through the surgery to have a stoma bag, and hers was permanent. She'd had the same operations as me, and I was really, really struggling with that part. And she was amazing. So to have someone that you can talk to that's going to say, hey, this is what life's going to be about. She sent me a video every single day for a week in the run up to my surgery with a tip of the day, with different things that she thought of. And to have that and have someone that I want to do that for someone else, because what she gave me was invaluable completely.
Absolutely.
So that's community, isn't it? We try and help each other out.
100%. And it's what we're about. It's what we've always been about as a podcast, and now as a Wednesday live show on YouTube. We're about being positive and trying to see the fact that no matter what, life goes on, and it always will.
So I've asked everyone here what you're thankful for. Anyone in the comments?
I bet you're wishing you didn't now.
No, I'm not. Everyone in the comments, tell us what you're thankful for as well. I know we're a week and a bit early, but tell us what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
And even if you don't tell us, spend a moment just thinking about what you're thankful for, because I think it makes you feel good when you look at the things around you and you think, I'm happy because of this, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful for this. I think it makes you feel good. So spend a minute or a few minutes trying to think about what you're thankful for, what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So, I think you mentioned podcasts, but we've got a new podcast out today.
Yeah.
So, 99th Happy Haunt.
Episode 99.
99, eh?
Yeah.
And that's got a return visit from our very first guest, Jason, from here with the magic.
It's my friend.
Yeah, he knows Robin so well.
Bestie. Your bestie. That's it.
My bestie.
Is that him trying to get out of the coffin?
Yeah.
But there's also lots more coming up too. So
I do have a video.
We've got a video.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben.
So loads there still to come. So let's look forward to all of that. Just want to say big thank you to our guest tonight, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Right.
Thank you, Carrie.
Absolutely brilliant.
I might have twisted her arm.
I've learned so much.
And,
me too. I've learned a lot actually.
And to Mark as well, Mark Whiting, for his information. I know he couldn't be with us tonight, but it was really good to read his feedback and comments. So we've absolutely loved having you guys on the show, and thanks for giving us a bit of education to the Brits on some of the Thanksgiving traditions, including the special turkey hats, which were an absolute delight. So thanks to you guys as well out there for tuning into Wafflers Wednesday. It really does mean a lot that you guys are here to share it with us. And as John said, we would still be here without you guys, but it's we love it so much, but it's great to have you all with us. So remember, all of our previous shows are available right here on our YouTube channel and on your favorite podcast platforms as well. And we would be incredibly grateful if you could just take a moment to share the show with your friends and family, anybody that either loves Disney as much as us, or that you're trying to encourage people to get to Disney and get in a Disney park as well. But anyone really who shares the same Disney passion that we do. Don't forget, you can join us in the Wafflers Arms, our Facebook community, where we gather to discuss all the latest Disney news, countdowns to trips, and engage in conversations on there. You can connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the usual at GB Mickey Waffle, where we share even more videos and little highlights. So thank you once again for being a part of today's episode. And now there is, as always, just one wonderful thing left to say.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Also, Paul would travel. Was it jiggle your cranberries?
Right. Jiggle your cranberries.
Green bean casserole.
Jiggle your cranberries. Love it.